Hi, my name is Kimberly. I'm a licensed professional counselor and a former middle school guidance counselor turned homeschool mom of one. In this vlog series, I am talking about all of the different wonderful lessons I have learned over the years through our family's experience with occupational and physical therapy. My son has a diagnosis of developmental coordination disorder, dysgraphia, and sensory integration dysfunction. To learn more about any of those diagnoses, I will put some information in the description box below. I will also include some cards up here where I have made several different videos explaining those different diagnoses. So far in this series, I have talked about the importance of being an advocate. That is one of the biggest lessons I have learned. In fact, it inspired me to create my website, create this digital content, and host 2 podcasts. I have also talked about the importance of communication, how communication is key in working with your therapy crew and in helping you. I have also talked about the importance of doing your homework. Last thing is asking your child to do something that, number 5, asking your child to do things that they may not want to do. This kind of goes hand in hand with doing your homework and with helping them set goals. But main things like our son wore corrective orthotics. This is one of the first things that helped us kind of pinpoint the fact that we might need to seek therapy services. When he was first learning to walk, he learned to walk quite late, and he didn't follow the traditional patterns of a lot of other kids when they're first learning to walk with their steps of pushing up. He sort of did his own thing, and he still kind of does, but he was determined, and he did learn to walk. But when he was learning to walk, he would fall. And we have hardwoods downstairs, so when he hit, bam, he hit hard. So I would be washing the dishes or anywhere, and he was excited to learn to walk, but all of a sudden out here, wham, and he'd go, "I'm okay." And he's incredibly verbal, so he was a little bit delayed with any of his motor milestones, but with speaking, he was early on with that. He's legitimately my kid. He had all the words, all to say, all the time, and he's still quite chatty. But he would fall, and because I would ask him so many times, "Are you okay?" he would no longer wait for me to answer. He would just go, wham, "I'm okay." I got to thinking, he's falling a lot. This can't be just typical, clumsy child. But actually, it turns out to be a big component of what is now known as DCD, Developmental Coordination Disorder, or what is commonly called clumsy child syndrome. So, and I laugh, and that's not funny, and we shouldn't call it that, but we kind of joke about it because that's our humor in our house. But part of DCD was that he also had flat feet, and so he needed to strengthen his proper, to have his foot structure straightened out properly, if you will, and to have the curve put into his arch. So he started wearing orthotics known as AFOs. They're cute little bitty boots that are specially custom made to your child's feet, and he would wear those, and they would outgrow them, oh my goodness, whenever the child grows, because anytime they grow, you need to get a new pair. But wearing them consistently is what is so important. And at first, with a wearing schedule, it can be a little bit to get used to. You have to find the right socks, and you have to make sure they are wearing them consistently, but get them used to a wearing schedule so that the body can kind of conform to it, and so that they don't get like pressure sores from wearing them wrong. But I will say one thing that I learned early on. The first couple of pairs that we had of the AFOs, I didn't do my best job in the summer of having him wear them around the house. It's summer. Kids are barefoot when they're that little. I mean, it's Texas. It's triple digits heat here. It's no joke. So the kid was running around in some shorts, or I'll be honest, diaper and a t-shirt, because he wasn't potty trained yet. So I just had him going barefoot because I always thought, well, barefoot in the grass, why not? And I didn't want to get very expensive orthotics that insurance did not pay for. Dirty. Okay, I had to move past that one really quickly because it was more important for him to wear them. So even though it sounded like the cutest little tapping shoes ever on my hardwoods with the clickety-clack, 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 you could always tell he was coming. He never got to sneak up on me. I had to make sure that he wore those shoes consistently. even if it was in the summer, even if I had a hard time finding other shoes to fit over them, which was kind of a challenge at times, but I had to make sure that he wore those shoes consistently with the wearing schedule. You want to make sure that your child wears them the way they're recommended to be worn, so that by the time that they're 5 or 6, or when the bones start to ossify, that the bones fuse and grow together properly, so that your child doesn't have other health problems later on, like back and knee and hip problems later on, just from regular everyday walking. So wear your orthotics. Okay, so bonus tip. Show your child their progress. Take little pictures if you need to from how they're beginning with a task or beginning with a therapy goal, and show them their progress at the end. Make sure to celebrate those milestones and their goals. We've graduated OT and PT a couple of times, and our therapy crew has been sure to give my son a little bit of a diploma or a little bit of a certificate every single time that he graduates from something, because you know what? It doesn't matter how much teaching the OT and therapy crew does, how much they teach me, how much they teach him, how much work I do with him at home. Guess who still has to do the work, and guess who still gets the victory when they do? Your child. It's their victory. It's their accomplishment. This gives them ownership over their body, over their goal, and over their progression. And it teaches them that, you know what, it helps them prepare them for other challenges and other struggles that they're going to go through in life, because they're not going to be without those. So if they learn, hey, this was hard, and this is how I was at the beginning, but I stuck with it, even in the most trying of times. Take pictures of those trying times too. Not to shame them with it, to show them, hey, do you remember that time when you had that struggle? But do you remember you did this? This is how you overcame it? Yes, nothing more empowering than showing your child how far they've come. Other things that I've learned: not everything you need to go to therapy for. Some things you just accept as part of, this is your child's personality, this is part of your child's makeup, and this is okay. It's okay to be different. It's okay to have some struggles. It doesn't mean that there's anything inherently wrong with your child. It doesn't mean that everything necessarily needs to be a therapy goal, because you can have too many goals at one time, and then it just feels frustrating, and then it just kind of feeds into that perfectionism mindset of, oh, everything is something that needs to be worked on. No, not the case. Pick and choose your goals. Pick it. Let your child be a part of the therapy process. Let them help as they get older. Let them help choose what they want to work on in therapy, what's important to them. You're going to have more of that buy-in, and they're going to have more of a willingness to actually do the work. So by no means is this everything that I've learned. It's just some of the highlights, but I will tell you this: we have several mottos in our home, but one of our biggest ones is always learning, always growing. So I expect to learn more over the years as our son continues in therapy. He's on a break right now because we've met all the goals that we need for right now, but as children grow and change and go through different developmental milestones, we might need to go back, and that's okay too. I'll learn more then. So if you like this video and you want to see more of this content, please consider hitting the like button below, and maybe consider subscribing to my channel so that YouTube will know that you would like to see more content like this. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and remember, education is a journey, not a destination. So relax. It's only homeschooling. Have a great day. Bye.